Now that I know you went through, Denny, and read a number of the figures in your opening remarks on this, we now have a better picture, or at least you're able to provide a better picture. We don't have it fully yet, but of where we are with the numbers in this. And I guess one of the things that I would bring out, I know with the federal funds, when we had our Ways and Means Committee and in your numbers, total spending on this overall budget's $154.9 billion with all the federal money, I think, the Medicaid and the Sandy money. But we show tax receipts or total receipts of $153.8 billion. So the question is, do we have a shortfall in this budget? It would seem when you add the numbers, we have a shortfall of around $1.1 billion.
It's balanced. These are preliminary numbers, but the numbers will balance.
The timing, I mean, when you say it will balance, the difference is then from what? How monies come in, we may have more at the end of the year. I'm just trying to figure out how you come up with that. Or how you provide your confidence to say it'll balance out.
We had $6.4 billion in funds balance.
And so,
6.4, so that will cover the.
So whether this may not match up, you're confident the end of the year we'll have.
Yes, right. I think we're looking at different papers.
Within this bill that we have before us, do you have numbers on, one, are there provisions that increase taxes, and if so, to what extent, and are there provisions that decrease taxes, and if so, to what extent? Just trying to get an overall view.
Yes, we are cutting taxes.
Do you have the
we're not increasing taxes.
So there's no increases within this bill?
There may be minor adjustments made, but other than that, no.
In the decreasing of taxes, do you have numbers on that? What in the upcoming year or the 2016-17 budget year and out years where you see reductions in taxes for New York taxpayers?
Yes. What's that? No, no. What are these? We have here revenues, $61 million from revenues. That's in this for 16-17.
Okay. And beyond that, does those numbers increase?
Yes, they do. You want to hear them?
Yeah, please.
Okay. 18, it will be 224 million. 19 will be 612. 20 will be 1.49 billion. And 21 will be 2.63 billion.
2.63. Do you have numbers on an average individual taxpayer what they might expect to see, someone sitting and thinking about their own situation, kind of an average person in New York, any sense on the dollars that they're going to see in savings? Maybe average annual, have we had a chance to get those numbers yet?
We don't have anything official, but we figure in the beginning it'll be $200 to $500, depending on which portion of the chart that we created we'll get. But that will happen in the first payment, which is 2 years from now.
Do we have any sense, small business owners, how many of them might benefit from this tax cut? Do we have numbers that, in other words, would file using the individual?
If they're paying income tax, yes.
But do we have any sense the number of businesses that file through the personal income tax who are going to benefit from this?
We don't have the number, but we think it's a very large proportion.
And so what businesses might, an average business might expect to save,
Money.
but numbers-wise, on an annual basis, you gave a number for individuals. Anything that we might have that businesses might expect to save through this cut?
Yeah, businesses that file through income tax, through their personal income tax, and there are a lot of businesses that do that, they will, of course, will get it also.
A part of this bill talks about giving a farm workforce retention tax credit, helping farms to offset some of the costs of the increased minimum wage. Do we have any well, first of all, we haven't seen any information. When we're anticipating an increase, a proposed increase in the minimum wage. Do we know what year that begins? Is that 2017, 2018?
That's this year. December 16th this year.
December of 2016.
Yes.
And increases annually after that in the December times?
Every December it will go up, determined by whether it needs to or not.
So do we know on the tax, the workforce retention tax credit, do we have any idea what percent?
Say that one again.
The farm.
Or the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, farm workforce retention tax
yeah.
credit. Do we have any sense what that tax credit equates out to as a percent? So we're going to see under the proposal minimum wage going up annually. We're going to see a workforce retention tax credit going to the farm owner to help offset that sum. Do we have any sense what percent of that increased minimum wage that tax credit would equate to?
We believe that the people we put to work will get the minimum wage increase, and they will get the recovery in this program. And the farmers will recover all of it back.
Recover.
Yeah, recovered.
Well, as I read some, for a full-time worker, if you figure 2,000 hours or so a year, again, I don't know the amount. What is the amount of the increase of that first year on 2016? Right now, the minimum wage in the state is $9. Might start counting.
Yeah, every December from upstate goes from 970 to 1040 to 1110 to 1160 to 1250.
Okay, so it's 9 now, it'd go to 970
Yeah. Yes.
the first year. And so I looked at it, it's a $250 per employee credit. That's around 12 cents an hour. The increase is 70. That seems to me, you know, maybe a 16, 17% or so they would get the tax credit to help offset it, but that means the rest of that amount, that farmer, the farm owner is going to bear that additional cost for compared to what he had the year before.
Yes.
So that's it should help some, but it puts those individuals and their labor costs and their competitiveness certainly much more difficult for them for any of the people who are entry level making that minimum wage. Let me ask, do we have any idea, so we're talking about 70 cents, again we're talking upstate at this point, any idea like an average small business, and I know it may be hard, what is an average small business perhaps, but do we have any idea when fully implemented, you talked about $12.50, someone who's now paying entry level, first day on the job, $9, going to $12.50, that's about a 40% increase. What that cost would mean to businesses, increased costs, do we have any estimates along that line?
No.
What about any further tax relief? I mean, we've done the farm one, we haven't done a small business one. Is there, we did talk about the middle class tax cut, people who might file their business taxes, they're going to get a bit of relief, but we're not sure how much. Is there anything else within this budget that we know of that's going to help farms, small businesses to compete?
We have other programs that we're having for the farmers. They can hire youth. We give them credit for that. There are other programs that they have they can also get credits for, and those will allow them to continue to work and then still do what has to be done.
Within this budget, are there any targeted tax incentives for low-income working families like the earned income tax credit? Did we do anything to adjust that here?
No, we didn't. Yeah. We did not increase it, but we made the the father that was not in the household, he can continue to get the earned income tax credit.
Thank you.
And we've made that law permanent.
Thank you, Mr. Farrell. On the bill.
On the bill, Mr.
I'm just very concerned. A lot of there's so much uncertainty around this. The businesses, the farmers, individuals who are prospective employees or possible employees and current employees, the uncertainty of what this proposal overall that we're going to see could do in impacting the number of jobs in this state. It is very difficult for me to think that we've thought through enough that impact, and I think that we as a state are making a mistake if we create a minimum wage to the increase to the level that's being proposed that's going to put the businesses and the number of jobs in this state in peril. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oaks.